Hello, beautiful members of this community, beautiful souls of this community. Welcome to today's live. You may have seen the title. If you want to avoid being sick, I think pretty much everybody wants to avoid being sick, right? But some of us take more care and concern and take preventative measures than others. So welcome to today's video. I have a few tips for you to help keep your immune system strong through this cold and flu season. Now before I get started, let me introduce myself. My name's Lori, and I am here to help teach you any self-care tools to help you with nutrition, to help mindset, mentality, all of the good stuff that's going to help you get the health that you want. So if you're viewing this, please say hi. Let me know where you're viewing from. I always love to know where people are watching from. And yes, so today, what we wanted to get into, some things that you should be including, and I don't like the word should, but I did use it now twice. I used it in the live title and I just said it. So some foods that I recommend that are important to include in your diet or include in your daily food intake, because the word diet also has a lot of unfortunate connotations as well, but it's basically the food we eat on a regular basis. So excuse me. So some foods that I really recommend in order to help yourself in this cold and flu season, before we even go into that, why we call it cold and flu season, it's basically, well, a lot of people are getting sick this time of year, but why? Because we're transitioning. No matter if you're in northern or southern hemisphere, you're going to feel a shift in the seasons, right? So we're going either into the colder months or you're getting into the warmer months. And that transition is something that our body also needs to adjust to. So no matter where you are, you're going to be dealing with these kinds of things. And it's important to have fermented foods in your diet on a daily basis. Yes, that's the key word, fermented foods. Some examples of some really good fermented foods are kimchi. You might already have heard of this or know this. Maybe you have it in your kitchen already. So a good quality kimchi is really nice. If you're not familiar with kimchi, it's traditionally from Korea, and it is fermented cabbage. Can be carrots and leek in there. It's spicy. It's a spicy ferment. It's really good. The red color is because it's lots of chilies in there, spicy stuff. It's so delicious. It's so good. And you can have just a little bit of this before your meal, for example, or eat it with your meal as well. But for example, if it doesn't go with your meal, you can just have a spoonful before. And then it's just that it's in your body and it's helping you, right? So we got kimchi is one good example I wanted to share with you. Also sauerkraut, if you have access to that, or if you make your own, that's another really good one. If you're making your own, then I'm sure you're eating it already regularly. Another one that we often don't think about, or maybe you don't even know about, is miso. So I have here, for example, is organic white miso, but all types of miso. So there's like red miso, there's a genmai one, which is made with, I think turns out to be buckwheat or barley, something like this. But yeah, there's different types of miso. The point is, if you're buying miso, probably the regular one on your supermarket, the regular supermarket shelves, if they're going to have miso, it's probably not going to be organic. We want to look for organic because you want the organic soybeans. Unfortunately, we have messed up the soybean crop on this planet already, so we need to find organic ones. And I say messed up because of the chemicals that we put on the food when we're farming it. So we want to look for organic so it doesn't have all those harsh chemicals, to avoid that for our tummy and our body. And also read the label. It should have fermented. It should be fermented. Where does this one say? Let me check 1 second here. La 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 la. Yes, it should say on there that it is fermented soy product. Some misos, they have a aging process of 2 years. So look for that. The point, actually, what you want to look for is that it's not pasteurized. You want to avoid a pasteurized miso. If it's been pasteurized, it's basically, you don't have the ferment anymore. So make sure you think about that one. It's a good one. You can make miso soups. You can find lots of good recipes online, and I'm sure I've saved some on here before. It can be made into paste, sauce. If you're interested, I can also do a live just on miso if that feels like something you'd like to learn more about. Another one that has come into my space more recently because of where I'm living, I found this one. It is, you can't see it because I ate all of it already almost from last week. I bought it at the market. This is called black garlic. It's a fermented garlic. I would love to be able to make my own one day, but I'm not at that space yet with my kitchen. So basically, it's garlic and it gets fermented and it turns absolutely black. I'll open it up for you just to show you here a little bit without making a mess. You can make all kinds of things with this as well. I personally, so it's just a little garlic cloves and they're black. I like eating it just like this. It tastes a little bit sweet. It doesn't really taste much like garlic to me. It's soft. The texture is soft. It's super, well, I say it's soft and now you can see how it's the softness of it, right? It's kind of chewy almost. I love it. I would put it in my mouth right now, but I don't want to be eating and talking at the same time. That's not very nice. So it's super delicious, super good. Again, I personally like it. Another option, if you can find it locally, of course, that's best. Or you can even look into, like I say, potentially making it yourself. Um, Another good one is yogurt is another good fermented product. Same thing though, you have to make sure it's not fermented and also no sugars added because unfortunately the sugars are going to be basically canceling out the good bacteria for you. And just do your best to get a plain one. If you feel like you want to add fruits at home in your yogurt, that's fine, but I would suggest not buying an already flavored, like strawberry flavor yogurt, for example. This is negating the real purposes of the good bacteria and the fermentation process in there. So again, you have to be mindful when you're buying products. Even it says natural sometimes doesn't mean that it's done well. We need to be more diligent on reading ingredients and the labels on products. Another good one is also tamari. I have a tamari sauce. I use this for cooking because it doesn't have wheat in it. I usually try to avoid, or not usually, I do my best to avoid wheat in my products. Again, same like soy. It's been just um, overly chemicalized and fertilized, and it's basically we've wrecked the plant already, unfortunately, because of companies like Monsanto and other fertilizer companies. So that's unfortunate for us, but there is options like tamari. This has no wheat and it is fermented, and it is it says it's fermented for 1.5 years. You can also buy soy sauce. That's not a problem if that's what you prefer or that's what you like. Just look for ones that are fermented, the real good ones. It will say on the bottle. That's what we want. And again, of course, looking for organic because soy sauce, tamari, is made from soybeans, and we do want to have organic products for us. That's better. Now, I'm sure I have forgotten about a couple. Those are the ones that I have readily available to me or that come off the top of my head. If you know or think of any other fermented products that you have heard of or you like to include in your diet, definitely let me know. I just thought of one more. I don't have it regularly, but I love it. It's natto. It's a Japanese fermented soybean, and it's like super sticky and stringy and gooey, and it's a very acquired taste. Most foreigners or most people who haven't grown up with it don't like it. I'm one of the weirdos. I didn't grow up with it, but I came to absolutely love it while I was living in Japan. So it's possible that you can develop a taste for it, and I am looking forward to experimenting and making some of my own natto, but that's farther down the road. I'm not there yet. First, I have to source good quality beans where I'm living. So yes, if you know any more, please do let me know because I'm always curious as well. Is there any that are familiar or are in your area where you're from that you have access to or that you can share even a recipe with us? That would be really great. Some of these things like kimchi, they're totally possible to make on your own. It's actually really super easy. It's just having the ingredients and the storage space to keep it for the fermentation process. Something like the black garlic does take a little bit more time because you have to have a consistent temperature that the garlic is kind of fermenting at. Similarly, like yogurt, although yogurt you can do sometimes even in room temperature, depends where you live. But anyways, there's some that are easier to do on your own. And I wanted to share these beautiful little nuggets of food that you can incorporate every day into your life that will help your immune system because these beautiful fermented foods are full of good bacteria that our body needs, that our stomach needs, that help our immune system. Basically, our whole entire body health comes from our gut health. And when our gut is in good condition, the rest of our health is as well. I hope this video finds you well. If you have any questions or concerns, let me know. You can comment directly under this live. You can also share this video if there's anybody you think would be interested to see it. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you can like and subscribe. And yes, happy eating fermented foods on a regular basis. Take care, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye bye for now.